I'm Dawn Adams. I wanted to show the progression of a painting. This painting is Water Rings. I started with a ground. I painted this orange, reddish-orange ground, and I did some texture sponging. I wanted to possibly have the ground enliven the colors of this painting, which are a big variety of grays and pale blues. And thinking it could be sort of dead in the color range, and I'm hoping that the orange will peek through here and there and make and sort of spark that, do a counterpoint to all the cool colors, maybe have a little bit of warmth there. So I start with laying in the colors and getting sort of a basic painting down. I do a lot of techniques. I do combing and sponging and resist kinds of techniques, and I do them in layers. In this case, I'm trying to make sure that some of that orange is gonna be present in the end. I'm combing through with one of my combs that I've made with cut out pieces of eraser, and I have a variety of combs, different sizes that I can do this with. You have to continually make them. They get the edges smoothed out, and they don't squeegee the paint away as readily. I'm trying to keep everything soft so they can choose where my highlights are going to be, and what part of the painting I want to pull up, and what part of the painting I want to relax and go back. I've chosen water. I think it's a subject matter that has a big variety of looks, and I think it's healthful to view. I want my paintings to bring calm, a sense of peace and de-stress, and that's one of the functions I want my paintings to have. I use a lot of unconventional painting techniques to describe different aspects of the painting. There's the resist technique, and sponging and combing, and some squeegeeing. You will see some of those in this painting as we go along. It's a painting that has an edge of about 1.5 inches. I have to paint the edge. And I've been wiping away at the trees as I paint through them, because I still would like to have the option of that orange ground being part of the texture that I use on the trees. A glaze is being painted over that. This is the background area. It's a kind of a light purple glaze, and I am using plastic, wadded up plastic, to make a texture there. And on top of that, later, I'm going to do another layer. There's the plastic bag, or the sponging technique, and here's a squeegee technique with a sort of creamy white color, working in layers. Now the trees are going in. Everything's still pretty pale here. I really want to concentrate on the rings around the base of the trees. It was so interesting to stand there and see these dark punctuation marks all the way through the scene. So I'm still trying to keep all the techniques and different aspects of the rest of the painting interesting, but I don't want them to be the focal point. I want the water rings to be the focal point. These are at the base of the tree. So I'm starting to lay in the dark colors of the trees, of the tree trunks, and working on the textures of the trees. Building a painting from the back forward. You do the backgrounds, and then you start working on the foregrounds. And the trees, in this case, are the foregrounds. So here's a glaze, usually translucent colors of the oil paints mixed together, and there's one of the eraser combs that I've made. Displacing the paint, And here's a piece of eraser that I'm sort of squeegeeing the paint away like I was doing before in the background. In this case though, it's the glaze, which is translucent colors, and it makes a sort of dark edge where the paint gets pushed away and stops. It's an interesting technique, and I think pretty apropos for bark. There's a place when you have to stand back and look at your painting, and when I did that I felt like I needed to make the back part of that water shore lay back further. So I went back in with a lighter color and painted through and tried to make that fall back a little bit more, and then I had to wipe out where the trees were and retouch them up. Starting to sign my name here, or this is my signature. It's initials in a box, DEA, and here we have water rings. Late March, nice lake.